We all value freedom, and one of the biggest sources of freedom is health. Another source of freedom is time. Time enough to do all that you want to do. Did you know that there's a way developing right now that seeks to give you and your loved ones that freedom? It's true. I'm here today to explain how the emerging and growing field of life extension is coming along and what it can mean to you. You see, currently people have stages of life usually thought of as child, adult, middle-aged, and elderly. You might be thinking that life extension aims to keep people alive in an elderly state. But that's not how it works. Life extension actually aims to keep people younger and healthier in the adult stage before middle age. If someone is already elderly, life extension aims to bring them back to the vitality of middle age and eventually younger adulthood as methods improve. The goal is to let people continue to live in a healthy, satisfied state where they can achieve all the goals and dreams they have. They will be able to do this without fear of their bodies failing them due to age and with the energy they need to make things happen in their lives. Now, there's more than one way that life extension is being developed. There are actually a variety of ways, and many people think a combination is vital to success. First, researchers are working on gene therapies that will slightly alter the way people's cells work, making them more resistant to aging. Second, researchers are working on making replacement organs from people's own cells, allowing them to replace damaged or diseased organs as needed. Third, there's a system of ways to undo cell damage being worked on called SENS for short. It aims to clean up cells and actually make them younger. And fourth, scientists are working on ways to create tiny machines that will repair cells directly. That's called molecular nanotechnology. There are other things out there too, like medicines and nutritional supplements, but I'm just going to focus on the 4 things I've listed here. Of course, pretty much all the life extension technologies are still being worked on at present. Fortunately, there's a way that people can have a chance to make it there, even if something might happen to them before life extension methods are ready. It's called cryonics, and involves protecting a person's body in a super-cooled glass-like substance stored in liquid nitrogen. The idea is that one day, cryonically stored people will be revived by future technology, likely advanced molecular nanotechnology. Until that time comes, their bodies will be protected against further damage. Above is a list of organizations working on life extension research if you'd like to know more. You might be thinking that life extension would cause some problems. That's understandable. This is a real change in society after all. Some people worry about overpopulation. After all, if people aren't dying nearly as soon or as much, wouldn't the population just keep growing? Well, believe it or not, population growth has already slowed tremendously in many developed countries. For example, Japan actually lost over 250,000 people in 2014. Russia has had no population growth over the last 20 years. Even in the United States, the birth rate is below what is needed to keep a stable population. Only immigration keeps the United States growing at all. The reasons for this vary, but most of the time it has to do with economics, and the more developed a country is, the less children they tend to have. Only the developing world in places such as Africa and South America have real population growth, and as they continue to develop, their birth rates are likely to also fall. Now, other people also worry about us not having enough fresh ideas. After all, if people stay in their positions longer, wouldn't there be less new approaches to things? Actually, it's the opposite. Consider that right now a scientist would spend decades getting educated and experienced enough to be able to come up with something that works. As things now stand, they don't really have much time to then actually use it, do they? If they had longer lives, they would be able to put their experience to much better use and come up with many more useful things. There's also other people who, for whatever reason, worry about not being able to age normally and reach the end of their lives if that's what they decided they want. It could be for spiritual reasons or anything else that matters to them. That's actually not an issue, as they could just stop using life extension treatments if that's what they wanted. They'd just age normally as they do now, although probably with a lot less of the problems that the elderly now have. So again, the point of life extension is to give people the freedom to live long, healthy, and happy lives doing the things they already do, and also the things they've always wanted to do but didn't have the time. They'll do it with their families, loved ones, and friends, and won't have to keep racing against the clock while they do it. It's the freedom to finally have time on their side.